Hey guys, welcome back. It's Alex from Nohara Auto, right from Japan, and today I want to talk to you about the GDM export. Let's say it's gonna be called GDM Export 101 or GDM Export for Dummies, if you want to say that. And there is many people who are seeing those Supras, Skylines, even Land Cruisers, and many popular Japanese car out on the street, but not many people know how do they get into the country, into their country, like Australia, it might be New Zealand, US or Canada, or even England. So let's start from the basics. What is GDM export? So GDM, as you might know, is a Japanese domestic market. So it's a cars that was produced only for the domestic Japanese market. All of them are right-hand drive. Sometimes there is imported cars that have left-hand drive that we can see on auction, but this is a different story. So basically it's a cars that was produced only for the Japanese market, and you guys from the abroad never did get them, but many of you wanted to buy them, especially because of the movie influence, if you know what I mean, Fast and Furious, Nissan Skyline, etc., etc. And the export in this particular matter means that we export this car from Japan and bringing it to your country. It might be anywhere. And one thing that most of people doesn't understand that GDM doesn't mean the sport car. So GDM is not only Supras and Skylines, it's also, as I already said, the Land Cruisers, for example, Nissan Safaris, and it can be camping vans, it can be minivans like Toyota Hiace, which is a pretty big thing right now, especially in Canada and the United States. So GDM by itself, it doesn't mean a sports car, it just means that it was only produced for the Japanese domestic market. So who is involved in this process of exporting and importing? Because at the first sight everything might be looking pretty easy, just buy car and ship it to your address, like you do on an Amazon, but it's not that simple. So there is pretty much people involved in this process. Of course, there is an auction or auto dealer, simply saying it's a place who got the car that we want. Sometimes we can buy from the dealers if we're talking about a super rare car, but in the most of the cases, people are buying from the auctions, and we specialize on the auctions. And I would say that 99% of all our cars are bought on the Japanese auctions. I'm not gonna be talking about auctions right now. I'm just gonna say that there is an A, which is an auction, and there is an exporter, which is a guy like me or a company like me, who is doing all the paperwork, who have an access to the auction, who is translating all the inspection lists that auction provide, and who provides the access to you for an auctions. And of course, we are talking about the export, so there is a port in Japan, and there is a shipping company, and there is a buyer, which might be you, if you're buying the car from abroad, or a dealer, I don't know. So let's say just buyer, the guy who buys the car. Auction, exporter, port, ship, and buyer, the guy who buys the car. So, how actually does this work? Let's say, for example, you choose a car that you want. Let's say it's going to be Toyota Hilux Surf or 4Runner. In Japan, they call it Hilux Surf. So, or a Nissan Skyline. So you pick a car, pick the year, and what engine and what model do you want exactly, because you know there is different Skylines and there is different Land Cruisers, as you might know. And then you contact your exporter, a guy who you want to work with. It might be any other exporter. It might be me. So in case if you're working with me, I'm gonna tell you the budget. For example, if it's a popular car, I will search for the auction history for the previous 3 months. If there any car that looks like the cars that you are searching for, I'm gonna tell you what might be the budget for this car. And if everything works out, of course, we can start working. Then, of course, I search auctions for you, or you can search auctions by yourself or with my help. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna check the auction sheets. I'm gonna check if car has any history of listing on the auctions. I'm gonna talk about this in another video, but we need to know that the car has a clean history with the auctions, and it don't have any problems that you might not know about. So I'm gonna provide the full translation of the auction list, inspection list, and every day we just keep bidding, or not every day. If it's a rare car, we can wait, and we keep bidding and bidding and bidding. And as you know, it's an auction, so if you are bidding, it doesn't mean you're gonna buy the car. So we're gonna be bidding until you buy the car that you want. And when you bought it, of course, I'm gonna move it to the port and you'll have to pay for the car. This part is pretty easy. Once we find and bought the car, I'm just gonna move it to the port, send you an invoice, you're just gonna pay for that, and then on the next ship, car is gonna be shipped. There is some details about the paying the freight, but in the whole process it doesn't matter. You can pay, there is an option where you can pay the freight on your country's side, or you can pay it to Japan, to me. But you know, it's just the details. So okay, once again, on your side, what should you do, or what you need to do? From your side, it's pretty simple. You decide on the budget, tell me what kind of car you want, and be ready for some paperwork, and be ready to pay if we bought the car. And just wait till your car arrives to your country. So it's pretty simple. Everything else on the Japanese side, like customs, registrations, and stuff like that, you just leave it to me, and that's it. But there's also one detail that everyone keeps forgetting about it. That's why I'm talking about it right now. In different countries, there is a different rules for the import, right? For example, in the United States, if it's right-hand drive, it has to be 25 years old. In Canada, it's 15 years old. In UK and Australia, the rules are kind of different. So first thing you need to know, probably even before getting in touch with your exporter, it's how much should you pay for the customs, and how much will cost to pay the customs and all the other costs on the side of your country. because if you don't know about the customs and you just seeing the prices on auctions, it's not gonna build a whole picture for you. So yeah, you need to get in touch with a customs broker and understand how much taxes and other costs you should pay when you import the car. So yeah, that's pretty it. For us, this process is kind of simple, but for most of, probably most of you guys who doesn't work in this industry, it might be pretty difficult. But once you know the process, it's pretty simple. So yeah, this this is GDM Export 101. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and to like this video, because more videos are coming. In the next videos I'm going to be talking about what kind of auctions out there, and you know, just gonna be sharing some useful information for you guys. So please subscribe and don't forget to like this video. And of course, if you have any question, you can write it down on the comments or just leave some message to me. Everything is in the description. Thank you for watching. See you next video. Bye.